Yeah, sorry, there was some internet fluctuation. I guess it is back now. You guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So yeah, we were discussing about we need to come to this location where tc shell dot application this file is installed. But basically when trisat is, we just install that, all this artifacts, all this required things would be installed by Tosca itself. So you just have to know which location it is and come to that particular location, and then open the command prompt in an admin mode, and then say cd space navigate to that location where this tc file is there, and then the tc shell, once you are in that location, enter this tc shell.exe and say workspace, and then give the workspace. So how we can get the workspaces, if you see Tosca workspace, when we create it, it is stored in this location, right? So here, this is a file, this is a project, and then if you see, this is uh, the workspace location. So what you can do is you can right click, so select the type, which is Tosca Commander workspace. So if you see Tosca Commander repository, so that repository, if you just see it, you would uh, need this particular path. So just click on this and shift right click, so that you would get some option called copy path. So click on this. Basically, we are taking this location, and then this path is what we would be giving in our workspace thing. So here you just have to enter that path, right click, paste it. So here .tws, the workspace path on which we want to interact, is what you just have to specify it here. And then if there are any uh, uh, login credentials, uh, like when we open this workspace, you would know we would get one window to log in, right, to enter username and password. So same way, even for this, you need to specify if it is there, else you can just leave it blank. So since for me it is there, I would enter login details, and then login details as my username is admin, and the password that I'm giving is empty. So I'll just leave it username here, password as blank, and then hit on enter button. So as soon as I click on enter button, but before that, what I have to do is this workspace, whatever I'm accessing, it has to be closed, because we are trying to interact to the same workspace, to the same Tosca, this thing, right? So it has to close. Uh, I'll say this no, and then so it's, you see, it is checking license, license found. And then yeah, you are into this workspace now. So if you see this TC project and SQLite September 2023, which means we are under that workspace now. So in this workspace, uh, what all things you can do? So you would basically, let's say I want to execute what it is like, one of that execution list which I was showing, right? But then I haven't uh, of that location. Okay, let me open this again. I'll for now I'll say just exit. Yes, because I want to go again. So we are here on the same part. I'll just double click this. What we'll do is just open one notepad so that I can store this the execution list which I want to execute through this uh, command line is what I want to show. So here, if you see, this is the execution list that I wanted to execute, right? We have this recovery things, and then yeah, nothing else. And then login functionality. So under this test case, so browser as this configuration parameter we have, right? Or we'll just reset it to default, which means I'm not giving, assume that I'm not giving any test configuration parameter. So, and now if I just run it from here, what happens? So where does it executes? So it's opening in Chrome because we had set it to uh, the default one, right? The default in the default tabs, it is made as Chrome. So that's why. Let's say if I just select something else, goes to the recovery option. So if I set it to Microsoft Edge, now same thing, same way. If we just execute it again, now this time it would be what? Opening this Edge and then performing all these options here, right? Again in Edge, uh, I just don't want to execute this. So if you see, it is now opening Edge and performing those actions. And here, if you see, the logs would also be there, right? So now same way, uh, I'll just capture this path where it is there. So here, if you see the node path of our execution list, copy, and so I'll just save this for the later purpose. So I will just keep this one. So I wanted this execution list, and then the sample uh, execution list is what I wanted to execute. So this thing I'll keep, and then I'll just uh, close this. So I've closed the workspace. Now come back here. So same way, we are already in that Tosca commander thing, and then the command tcshell.exe, the workspace that which we are going to interact with is what we have mentioned it here, and then hyphen login details, the username and the password. So I've given that, and then I will just hit enter so that it checks for the license. If the license is there, it says license found, and then it enters into that workspace, the project. So if we get this TC project and this thing, yes, we are in this project now. So what is that first thing which we have to do is we wanted this particular path. So as we know, we have some command from our TC shell to jump to node, if you see here. So I want this particular command, and it is case insensitive. So I'll use but I'll just write the same way, jump to node, and then I first want to go to this particular node. So here uh, I will specify the node that we have, which means I want to go to this execution list. and then I'll hit enter, which means we are in this execution list of sample execution list. We are into this, and then inside this, now if you just execute it, so how we can run that particular execution list is, you just have to say task and then run. So this command, if you just enter, it would run the uh, uh, this is, so I'll just close in. You might get confused if I'm doing it from there on. So you see, Tosca is completely closed. And then through this command line itself, we are going to interact with this workspace Tosca project logged in, and then we have navigated to the execution list. Let's say we wanted to execute, right? So we are navigated to that particular execution list, and then we are saying task run. And I just click on before this in this thing I'll close. So I'll just hit task run. So as soon as I click, what it does is verifying required license and execution running. So you see, even when you run it, you get the same thing. And now Tosca is executing. So it has opened what Microsoft Edge, and then it is executing. So the next steps it is doing. But then if you say it is going to fail, can someone just assume or say why is it going to fail here in Edge?
Yeah,
Due
that
to
is not, we are not downloaded that extension.
extension thing.
Correct, correct, exactly. So now it is going to take time, but then after a while, it's going to fail. So to make it work, what you have to do is you have to install Tosca extension for this browser, and then you can run your script on Microsoft want it to fail, let it fail, and then what we will do is we won't be executing it in the default browser. We will try to just set some other browser like Chrome, where we generally do it, and then we will run our script on Chrome. So let this particular thing get failed, and then we will do that. Yeah, say processing execution result, run, finalized, and done. So that's it. But here, if you see, it has not logged in, it has not done anything. We know it might fail because of that extension thing. So next thing what I will do is, so we are already in this execution.
But Pradeep, we haven't seen that failed thing here.
Yeah. So here for all that thing to check the results, reports, and those, you just have to open the Tosca command, see that log under
Okay,
this
there only we can
execution log.
see.
There only, yeah. Here we don't get anything, nothing.
Okay, okay.
So it's like most of the things, yes, we can access, but not complete. So basic usage, the first usage that comes to our mind is without even accessing Tosca, we want to execute our script. So this way we can do it for TC shell. So that's the basic requirement we would have. So now we are in this sample execution list, and I know I want to execute not on the default browser, but on a specific, which means we need to set the browser parameter, right? So how we can set that browser parameter for our execution list is we just have to type this command set tc param. So we have to say this set tc param, and then the name of the parameter that you want to set. I want to set browser. So I will give browser and then space equals to space, and then the browser value. So name of the variable, parameter, and the value of that. It is Chrome. I'll just say hit enter. Now at this point of time, the browser parameter for this execution list has been set. And then after that, then after it is just say same thing again. Now task to execute, it is what? Task run. So you see, now it has opened Chrome and it has
Is that
entered.
enough? Do we not to go again the whole process? Is that not required?
whole process, we are already in that process, right? At this point of time, if you see, okay, it is executing, let the script execute. So it has clicked this thing and log out, logged in, log out, and then that's it. If you see run finalized, run finished. So if you see at this point of time where we entered this particular thing, where is it? If I have to see, where is that we have
Okay,
entered?
once we say this commander, we have to exit. Then only it will come out. Until then,
Correct,
it will be
correct. We are on the same window. We will be here itself. We are already onto the same path. So we are already in this Tosca Commander TC Shell workspace. We are already there in the workspace. We are already there in the project. We are already in the this thing execution list. So if you are all already on the in this particular execution list, verifying required license and executing. Yeah, just before this again we had this, yeah, here execution sample. So execution list, and then we are in this location itself. In this location we are already just setting the parameter, and then in this location itself we are saying run. So if until and unless you are in this part, you won't be able to execute these commands. So you just have to make sure you are in this particular uh, location, in this particular path. Then only those related syntax commands would be taken by your TC shell, and then it executes. So that is how it is executed. Now, if you see this particular part, what are we doing? We are interacting with this Tosca. So I will just say save, which means we are saving the results or whatever we did, and then exit to exit from this particular location. So I'll say yes, and then yeah, we are out. Now we are out of this, and then if we close it, yeah, you just close it. We are out now. Now, if you open Tosca and if you see those execution list, you would see those runs. Whatever we did from command line would be that the logs would be there. So that is what this interactive mode is. Now, as I've said earlier, we can do in a script mode as well. So when we say script mode, how we can do is let's go to this Tosca workspace. In Tosca projects, I'll just create one folder. Uh, Tosca. Uh, Tosca stuff. I'll say something. Under this, I will. What what are we going to do is with TC shell, right? I'll say TC shell related, something like this. I'll just create one folder, and in here, I would first create one file. Uh, and the name of the file, I'll say check TC shell, something like this. I will open this as a notepad first. And now script wise. So whatever we had did till now, like jump to node and setting some browser parameter and then executing it and saving it, saying exit, all that stuff, we can do it in one file as well, one script, and then in that file we will specify all of our commands. Like we have something called jump to node. Since it is case sensitive, I'll just keep it this way, which is fine. And then we already had that location, right? So I'll copy this file, and then in double quotes I'll just paste it. So this is this step. With this step, what happens? We know with this step we are navigating to this execution list, right? So same way here, we can write the comments as well. So comments like navi getting to execution list, navigating to EL or whatever it is. So double quotes if you write, which means Tosca or that TC shell won't execute this particular line. So if you don't give this and then run it, then when you are executing it, it says navigate to EL. There is no such command or nothing. Tosca doesn't identify that. TC shell doesn't identify this command. So like a comment, I'm just writing this as a comment to know what we are doing for better understanding. So this is what we just do it. So I'll say navigating to EL is what we had did it here. And then what was the next step? So we just, if we wanted to execute it, what we did, we said task run. So I can just keep it this way, and then it jumps to this execution list and run. But do you want that? No. Before this, we also want to set some parameters, right? So the command that we use is set tc param, and then the name of the parameter, which is browser, equals to space you need to give, so that it would be like you would find it uh, some issues. So just to make it set properly, the parameter name, just not only browser, but same again, all those other parameters like what was that? Some other configuration parameters we set to execution, like recovery mode, recovery this thing, on dialog failure, on this failure, all those things. Even if you want to change it, yes, you can set all those here one by one, whatever you want for that particular execution list. So recovery, recover retries, test case retries is there. So test step retry. So test step retry I want to give 10. So you can say set TC param test case retry equal to 10. Give like that. So what all configuration parameters, whatever you want, is what you can set it. And then or the URL. So set so you are given the URL of your execution list. So now first time when you are executing, you might run on dev environment. So the same script, if you want to run on a QA environment or the staging or the next pre-prod, some other environments, so you don't have to open Tosca Commander and there go to the configuration parameters and change the value of your URL. Instead of that, here in your script, here in your file itself, you can come change that particular value URL. You need to set that URL, set TC param of URL, and then here at the value section, you just change it whatever you want, and then save and then run. That's it. So here, task run would execute the execution list, and after execution, you can write the command. So here we are setting double quotes, set some parameters, and then here execution to start execution. Execution starts, some commands if you just want uh, comments you are writing on that, and then the last step would be like to save the workspace. So we are saving the work that we have did, and after that I'll say we can say exit as well to just come out of that list. So this is what we can write it. But before this, there's one more thing. It's better, or if you just see this postcard documentation, TC shell commands. So here there's some help. There's this save and unload all, admin mode is on to enable administrator, and then set, and then this thing get, we have get options, save options, set TC param, you see, name of the configuration parameter, and then equal to value. So you can see more in detail over here how they have been used, how it is given. And then jump to project, it jumps to that particular project, jump to node, to that execution list and mark cleared, drop. So execute task. So task and then the name, task delete, task create template instant, task run. All those things are there, right? We do it here. So here if you see task checkout, task checkout delete. So to check out, so sometimes if we are working in that and the execution list is not in the check-in checkout mode, so if we want to do it, we can use this commands to check in and then check out, same way, and then run it. So those things, and check in all, update all, we can specify these things as well. So working in script mode, interactive mode. So the syntax, so jump to node, you see, and then comments are marked with this, and script mode. So script mode, if you say we are just jumping the task checkout. So if we specify task checkout, check out the execution list. If execution is not checked out, it would check out. So task clear log, if you give, it resets actual log, and then task run to run. So check in all. After end of the process, we just want to check in all so that others can see the result, right? So we can use this command like this. Uh, so this is what it is, script mode, and in interactive mode, same way what we were doing. So we are in the workspace, CC shell workspace, and then login admin thing. So they are in this, and what are they doing? Some help they might have checked, question mark. So it gives this options. So this is what interactive mode is, right? Uh, for now, for our particular thing. So we have written this, and there we had seen one thing, which is what admin mode is on. I want this one because sometimes Tosca, this execution of this might throw an error saying uh, particular thing was not opened. So Tosca in an admin mode. So to do that, we just have to say admin mode is on. So this statement would help us to uh, access this in admin mode. So admin mode of the Tosca, and then we are jumping to node, setting the parameter, running, saving, exit. That's it. So save this file. So how to save? What we have to do is, this is normal notepad file, right? Just a normal text document, but we have to save the file uh, as any name which you want, and then it should be all files, that dot TCS. So this is the command that we have to. Uh, this is the extension of that file where we have to keep it. So TC shell can access only this particular extension, not a normal notepad text document file. So this, and then save it. As soon as you click on save, you see you have TCS file. So Tosca would look for this TCS file. Once it has this file, what you have to do is, again, same things. Now go back to your command prompt and open that as an admin mode, right? And then here, where is our location? So this location is there, right? I'll say CD space this thing. So I'm in this Tosca commander, and then what was that? TC shell.exe, and then hyphen workspace, right? And the workspace that we were working. So the workspace TC project. So we want to interact with this. If I just say right click, we won't get that, right? So click here, press shift, right click. So you get copy as path option. Copy this, and then here paste it. So we are into, we have specified the workspace path, and then This is what login. One is admin user, and the password is empty. And after this, we just hit enter, and then we were into interactive mode, right? But here we don't want to use the interactive mode. We want to use the file. So that is where just go to the file where it is, and this file, shift right click, file copy as path, and then come here. I will paste that TCS file. So .tcs file where it is there, and then that's it. So I will now hit enter button, and then it is going to do the same stuff what we were uh, uh, using. So in interactive mode, so it checks for the license, and then next step is opens this admin modus on, and then the next step is to navigate, jump to the execution list, and then next setting the parameter, and then next is uh, task run. So it is now in that task run step. After this is completed, the next step is to save and then exit. So it should do all this stuff. So if you see here, it has logged out, and uh, you see it has executed and then saved the result, and exit as also, it has also done exit. That is why it is in this particular uh, thing. Now if you just go there, and let's say you have uh, I'll just edit, and I'll say don't exit. Okay, and then save. Let's see if it is doing that. Now we are on the same this thing, right? I'll just rerun again. TCC shell this thing workspace, and then this file. Now I'm executing it. So if I'm executing again, same checking license is being found. Oh, there are multiple this thing. Okay, it has opened. See, it is logging in and then log out. That's it. And now if you see here, run finalizing. Okay, that exit, I guess, save or exit. By default, it is exiting. So yeah, it has executed, performed all those things, and then saved. Now if you just open the Tosca commander, so here, go through all this Tosca documentation thing, just in case if you wanted to know more about this. But then in interview, yes, you can just say few things, whatever the basic thing just explained. That should be more than enough. That okay, you have also worked with this TC shell, uh, and uh, yeah, I'd say this is more than enough. They won't dig too much on what all things are there. But yeah, for your understanding, for your learning purpose, if you just want for the knowledge, you can go see all these things in more detail. So now, if you see the execution list, the sample execution, and here you see today it's been like executed this many times. So last time we were just here, but then we executed. One thing that got failed here was in internet this edge, because it failed of that extension. And then after we set it to Chrome, and then we executed, and then we executed this one from that TCS file. 2 times we executed, so that those are the results over here. Yeah, I'll just check in all. So this is it about the TC shell, the command line, the interactive thing, and the script mode. And this is what we, uh, without even opening Tosca Commander, we can interact. We can execute the uh, uh, execution list, the test cases, and some setting some configuration parameters, doing it without the commander itself. So yes, any doubts, anything in this thing you guys have want to ask?
Yeah, Pradeep. So from this Tosca T shell, right?
Yes, decision. Yeah.
TC shell. So with this, can we create any module or any test case? Only execution thing only?
Mostly we use for execution, but again, creation and all. If you see the documentation, you can create a workspace. You can do it step by step. Some create backup, create compact workspace, and then delete. Uh, but then even if it is creating thing, I guess we haven't did it, and even if we have to, it would be too complex. Aruna. So to create module from this particular this thing, it is going to be very complex if it is there. Mostly we use for execution purpose only. And then some basic
Okay.
things like deleting some artifacts or and then yeah, saving some result, checking the result and doing some checking, check out, basic stuff.
Pradeep, in which scenarios this TC shell is used, Pradeep?
Uh, TC shell here, if we have what couple of things. One is how can you execute if they ask us. I just don't want to uh, access Tosca Commander, and without accessing Tosca Commander, I would want to uh, just there is one specific person and he doesn't have any idea or this thing, but he wants some script to be executed, some scenarios he can just see it is what if they say it that way. So those particular persons, if we just give them this files, like create this TCS file and do whatever we want, and then give them, and then to them we just have to say okay, even save this command somewhere, and then every time they just have to this basic stuff at least they should know, like to navigate cd dot this thing to this location and then enter this thing. Only one command, if they just enter and hit enter button, that's it. They just have to sit and watch, wait, see how the script is behaving, working, and then once it is run is finished, so you would get the log. That basic stuff if someone else have, generally in real time, yes, we don't get it, but in case who knows, whatever, whenever, whatever the project might demand, the project asks, so we might use it. So in current projects, yeah, even till now, like we have used
Hello, Pradeep, we lost you again. I don't know, are
yeah.
you able to
So
hear it?
yeah.
Yeah.
There was some this thing. So I said only in one project till now is what I have used this TC shell, and then TC shell, like in this command uh, thing, we had to write it, and then we were executing it from Jenkins or this other part. So without even opening Tosca, we were just doing it that way. But till now, yeah, almost like over 10 plus projects that I've did. Apart from that one project, we haven't used it anywhere. Uh, so that depends completely on the project demand, project requirement, and all. But mostly, yeah, in general, we won't be using it.
Okay, Pradeep.
Just for knowledge purpose, yes, you can have this thing. And in interviews, yes, they might ask it. What is TC shell? What is TQL? What is recovery scenarios? All those. If you just know it, it is better. So another thing is they would be last one more session, the next session, and then in that session, what I'll do is it's not like complete practical, but mostly would be theoretical. So just a general knowledge purpose, I would share the topic like CI/CD, executing from Jenkins. So just the theoretical knowledge is what I would be giving, because I don't have that setups and all. That is the next levels. People has to do it, and then for immediate thing. Uh, that would be again too complex, and not every project would demand. Just for knowledge purpose, if someone asks, in case in interviews for you guys, if they ask it, you should have some idea, right, knowledge, and then based on what theoretical I just explained, if you just explain the same thing in interviews as well, that should be fine. So executing, how we can execute Tosca from CI/CD, the Jenkins part, what all settings we have to do, and then how we execute is what I would show that. And then there's one more topic, which is DEX execution. So what is DEX execution? This very famous interview questions, DEX execution and CI/CD, Jenkins, and then this TC shell. TC shell is bit lesser when compared to Jenkins and DEX. So that one session, the next session would be the final one for our training. We'll be completing our training with that part. And yeah, so that theoretically I'll just explain what all things you just have to say, what is main thing you just have to consider. uh, yeah, with that we'll be just completing our training session. So any doubts, anything? Aruna, Nawaz?
No, Pradeep.
So Pradeep, as you say, in TC shell, we can do few settings like um okay, in the coding, I forgot to give the wait on when I'm browsing the some some website. So in this case, can we?
Wait on, no. Again, that script part. But then wait on, what you can do is you can set something like uh, in the script itself. Yes, you give the wait on, but then you just want to change the time. Let's say change the time of that wait on thing. So here in some of the test case, you just said it wait on, and then wait on say the value should be coming from configuration parameter of my wait on time, some name. So that you set, and then come here in the test configuration parameter, you set another parameter my wait on time, and then you just give 5 or 10 seconds. And then from execution list, when you are executing it, or from even from the script, here what you can do is change that parameter, configuration parameter value from 5 or 10 seconds to more or less whatever you want. And then those little tweaks is what you can do, not the complete scripting wise. Even we haven't used it. Again, if it is can be used, then I don't know. You just have to dig more onto that stuff and see. But mostly, I guess we can't do it. Is what we know.
Okay. Then Pradeep, instead of having the last session tomorrow, can we give us a couple of days before that? So,
Okay.
so
Uh,
if we have any doubts, maybe we can clear before that.
right. Right. Okay then. I'll just discuss on this, and then yeah, let you know when I'll be taking that.
Yeah,
That's fine. So meanwhile, yes,
sure.
you can practice. You can just go through the stuffs.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Okay then. Thank you.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye.